Hey folks, yeehaw! Scott, son of a hillbilly here, and I'm here to give you a quick tip for the day. I'm going to show you how to turn a basic unpainted jig head into a nice painted jig head in just a few seconds. It doesn't take long, and the finish is nice, smooth, and I'm actually using a glow-in-the-dark paint. This is something that you could do in the field if you need to, or get them all prepped at home. Probably that's the best way. And I'm going to be showing you what to do. Okay folks, in order to get these jigs painted, you're going to need a heat source, preferably a candle, on the stove, a lighter, or some other instrument like that. And then you're going to need this stuff called Pro Tec paint. This is a powder paint, and it is, this one's a glow-in-the-dark. You see here, where does it say glow-in-the-dark? On this one, on the lid, it says it's a glow-in-the-dark paint. So, Pro Tec. And I picked this up at my local sporting goods store, and it's a really simple thing to do. So why don't we get started here without me burning my fingers off. Basically, this is a finished product right here. And you'll see what I started out with was a blank jig. So let's get started. A gas flame would probably be a little better than the candle flame, but I'm going to go ahead and do the candle flame anyway. What we do is we're going to heat this jig. Now the reason I say that the gas flame would be better than the candle flame is the candle flame does leave a little black suet on the jig. But the whole idea is you want to get this jig hot for about 10 seconds, 4 to 10 seconds, but get that whole head feeling warm. Yeah, you don't want it so hot that you're going to bubble your paint, but basically heat that jig head up to where it's nice and warm. Then you stick it right into the paint, just like that, okay? Move the candle out of my way, keep burning my fingers off. So in there, and then you shake the excess off. Try to knock as much of that excess powder off as you can. And then you'll see that the paint starts to form right around the head of the jig. And then it'll eventually turn nice and shiny like that one. You can see it's already starting to gloss up. And that's a pretty tough paint. Now you are going to have to clean the little eyelet out. So that will be something that you'll have to do. That's, you know, one of those things. And if you wanted to, you could always paint eyes onto them. I probably won't, you know, because I'm going to use these jigs. These are half ounce jigs. So they're a pretty good sized jig. You could do this with a small jig. If you have jigs with all your paint's being knocked off because you've been fishing them really hard and you need to touch them up, flip out a Bic, you know, and get this thing hot, and you're ready to go. And I'll show you with a lighter. It's pretty simple to do too. If I can get the lighter to light. Okay, now see with the lighter, you just heat it up. Same thing as with that candle. The difference is I don't have suet forming that was coming from that candle. But you heat this up. We'll see if we can get this warm enough with this little tiny flame. This lighter is about on its last leg. I don't usually use lighters that much because I don't smoke. So let's get this warm. Heat it 4 to 10 seconds, but you want to get that head feeling pretty hot. I wouldn't want to touch it with my fingers after I heat it up like this. I can already see it's starting to look a little dark, and my flame just died out. Let's get it lit again. Heat it up here just a little bit more before I stick it into the... Oh yeah. Okay, now let's stick it into the paint. You want it to cover that head, knock off the excess, and right before your eyes, you'll see that it's turning. It's melting all that granulated paint all over that jig head. And that paint will harden up. Of course, it's soft right now. This jig is kind of warm. You could probably use it, you know, hold it with a pair of pliers. I brought a pair of vise grips to do it with so I wouldn't toast my fingers too much. But that's melting on there pretty nice. A very simple thing, Pro Tec. I like this. I have about 50 jigs that I need to do, and in just literally a minute or so, I've done, testing this out. I did 4 jigs, and it didn't take long at all to paint them. I have one more. Let's do one more for you folks. And I'm going to heat it up again. Well, let's go with a candle again. I know it's going to put some suet on it, but we'll heat it up just the same. Why I put suet on it, I don't know. Maybe it's a hotter flame or something. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a cooler flame. Maybe there's something in the actual wax itself. So we're heating it from all directions. I'm heating it from the end, heating it from here, heating it from there. Then I'm going to plunge it into the paint. Let's move the candle out of the way. And then it says tap off the excess, and you can see that baby's melting already. Wow, that's pretty fast. And they have a variety of colors. I just happened to pick this one because I wanted a glow-in-the-dark style jig head. I want those to use for some of the murky waters that I'm fishing in the rivers and stuff around here. And that does a really nice job. That's nice and smooth all over that jig head. That's wonderful. So it's amazing. You can take that stuff and take a simple jig head that has nothing on it and turn it into that in just a few seconds. Well, folks, that's my quick tip for the day. Taking a plain jig, turning it into a finished painted jig. Now this jig is all ready to put a living rubber body on it of some kind. Maybe a soft plastic lizard, maybe a soft plastic Mr. Twister, living rubber, a worm. Heck, I could put just regular bait on it. I mean, I could put worms, leeches, anything else. But now it glows in the dark, so we don't have to worry about that. And in just a few seconds here, I made a bunch of them. And these are all nice and hard, nice, smooth, hard paint. I love it. And this one's turning into a nice, it's cooled down enough I can actually touch it. And that's feeling nice and smooth. Feels good. It's a good paint job. Okay, folks. Hope you liked that quick tip for the day. I don't get anything from these guys. I just like recommending products that I've tested. And this Pro Tec powder paint. Pro Tec, I believe it cost me like $7, maybe $7 to $8, somewhere in that range for this. But I can paint a lot of jig heads with that. And that's going to take these really inexpensive jig heads that I got. I got, 50 of these things. 50 of them, and I think it was only, $7 or $8 on eBay, plus shipping, maybe $10 total. To get 51 half-ounce jig heads, I thought it was a pretty good deal. Even though they're not painted, I'm going to make them painted now. Okay, folks, till next time, get out there, catch some fish. Have any questions? Feel free to go to my website, www.sonofahillbilly.com, and go ahead and send me an email from that. Sign up for my newsletter, get notifications of all these videos and other things coming out. Subscribe to me on this YouTube channel. Or, call me. The phone number is on the website. I'll be happy to talk with you. Until then, have a good day, folks.